glad you're feeling. Jesus Christ, I'm glad you're feeling. You know,
Yeah.
that's the whole purpose of all of this. The whole waking process and being on this path, and the whole purpose of it is arriving here and being and fully
Mm,
feeling and fully loving
mm,
and fully grieving and fully, because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it's happening, right here. Everything else is just a pure imagination.
right.
Pure imagination.
Totally.
Here is where
Totally.
here is where we live.
Totally.
Here. People get mixed up with that, but it's
This interesting thing happened, Terry, where my just as you're saying that, like my great auntie died last night.
ah,
Um, she was in a home for dementia for the last year. And so she kind of forgot, who she
yeah,
was, or,
yeah,
who some people are.
yeah,
And I went to see her, and of course the mind's like, I should have gone before, blah, blah, blah. I should have.
yeah,
It's also my heart. Like I care for her.
yeah.
But anyhow, I went to go see her, and the last 4 days or so, a couple times, and I looked at her, and she couldn't speak by that point, but like her eyes were just like we were speaking with our eyes,
Yeah.
and it was just like pure love,
Beautiful.
and it was magnificent. It was just
Ah, good.
it was like I was so moved by it afterwards. Like I could literally like feel my heart. Like it was like this big sensation, like it was just warm and it just stayed with me. It was like I could feel love, and it was just so, I like to use the word pure, but there was something about it that just felt so honest or something like
Yeah. True,
true. Yeah,
true.
true.
Words fall down, don't they? But
They do. Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. And I could like the eye contact, the quality of the eye contact. I noticed it right away. It was like I didn't look away. There wasn't that like kind of awkward narrative in the mind of like, is this too much eye contact? Should I look away?
Yeah,
That awkward moment, or like
yeah,
there was none of that. It was
yeah,
just comfort
yeah,
and like deeply looking,
yeah.
like, and then she was looking back, and like there was just so much love here.
Yeah.
And like, and then it was coming back. Like it was just like, it felt like
Oh, nice,
deep.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of you bypassed mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Both.
It was just different. It was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
different.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's where it sounds strange, but that's where the meeting of love happens. In the bypass of that,
Right.
in the absolute bypass of that,
Totally.
but it's a strange thing because it's love meeting love, but that
Right.
love that's meeting love is still one love.
Right.
It's not two.
Right.
But that I don't know
Right.
how else to describe it other than love meeting.
Yeah.
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 When that is completely bypassed, done it like
Yeah.
completely bypassed, and that's exactly what you were
Mm.
talking about. There was just seeing
Yeah.
that got bypassed. Yeah.
Right.
And that's when the true connection, I shouldn't call it a connection, but I have to,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
that's where the true connection happens. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right there, right there.
Huh.
That's where the love it arises in both, but it arises as one in both. I don't know how
Mm.
else to.
Mm-hmm. It felt like that. It
Yeah,
felt like that. It was like
yeah,
kind of like this endless, bottomless, like there was just a sense of like um yeah, it was like nourished, like again, these are words, but it just felt like it was like this very like full
Mm.
um yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It was just like there was like it was like full, it was like replenishing, but it wasn't, it was just everything. It felt
Yeah,
like it was just
yeah, you can't describe it. I mean, you can attempt to.
yeah,
I can't say you can't describe it because that's all you can
yeah,
do is describe it.
right,
Yeah, so
right,
describe it, but I understand
right,
that the
right,
description doesn't meet the actual
right.
because it's a description. I get it,
Yeah.
Um, oh,
And then words would come out like, like what should, like it was like the mind was trying to figure out what to say, how to help her transition. But then when that would go quiet and it was just eye contact, then that feeling would be there again. And there wasn't like searching for the words or,
yeah,
it was just this,
yeah. Look, and just something else on that.
yeah,
How do you know she hasn't already transitioned?
right, right.
How do you know?
You mean like while she was still alive?
Of course,
Right.
there's no such thing as death. See, awakening, honey. I'm calling you that
I
nicely.
know.
There's
I
nothing
know.
sarcastic about the honey bit.
I know. I
I
know.
feel like you're my daughter sometimes.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Awakening is the
Yeah.
transition. It's the transition
Mm.
because there's no longer death
Hmm.
and there's the knowing. That's the transition. You don't have to die. The body doesn't have to
Right.
die to transition. This is just a,
Right.
this is just a,
Yeah.
what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
It's funny, like
Yeah.
I, 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 I'm still fascinated. Like I still get fascinated, yeah,
Hmm.
at the very idea that this oneness,
Hmm.
this you want to call it consciousness, this you want to call it God, whatever you want to call it, right? But
Hmm.
this, it it uses six little portals,
Hmm.
six little portals to be able to come from pure absolute one. It
Hmm.
uses six little portals that it creates, by the way. It creates the portals, right? And then uses those portals to manifest through those portals to then become a seeming person. And the
Hmm.
portals are seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, thinking. The six
Right.
portals. The six portals.
Right.
Because in the absence of all those portals, there's nothing. Zero.
Right.
There's absolute zero.
Right.
Nothing in the absence of
So,
all of those portals. Yeah. Well,
hmm.
and I don't know how we miss it because
Yeah.
I missed it. I don't know how
Yeah.
we missed the fact that seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling, those five are all a
Yeah.
non-dual experience. They're
Yeah.
all a non-dual experience, and you're having them right now. They're a non-dual experience. The only thing that gets in the way of that realization is the sixth one, which is the sixth sense that steps in and says, yeah, but I'm a person and I'm here and it's just this that's saying that. The sixth sense, the
Right.
creative sense. It's the creative sense.
Right. Right.
But like, what about these five?
Yeah.
We get caught up in this
Hmm.
one. There's
Hmm.
senses. It's
Hmm.
that there's senses.
Right.
Thinking is a sensory thing.
Right.
Thinking. Yeah.
Right.
Same as seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. None of them are
Yeah.
alike.
Yeah.
Consider it, but really consider it.
Yeah.
Any of those senses down here.
Mm-hmm.
Any of
Yeah.
the, just look at the 5. Forget about the 6th one for a moment.
Yeah.
Just look at the 5. Are they in any way, shape, or form close to one another?
Mm-mm.
The seeing can't smell.
Right. No.
The smelling can't see. The hearing can't taste. The tasting can't see.
Mm.
The feeling can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so extremely apart
Mm-hmm.
from one
Mm-hmm.
another that I sometimes
Mm-hmm.
say, and we still haven't included the 6th one yet. We'll just park that. But if we got the 5, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Now let's bring in the 6th just for a moment, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to ask you to imagine another sensory perception other than
Okay.
the ones we have.
Okay.
There you go. We've got seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling.
Yeah.
The creative one is thinking, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm asking you to use the creative one to imagine another possible sense,
Mm.
something other than seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling. That's not anything like any of these.
A
Try it.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a sense. Just sit with it for a moment. I'm doing this with you for a reason.
Is there? Okay. Okay. Got it. I'm
Yeah.
not looking for an answer.
No, you don't have to
Or
look
I
for an
am.
answer. I'm just seeing
Okay.
if you can imagine
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Because the imagination is brilliant.
Yeah.
Mind is quite brilliant.
Yeah.
Now try and imagine a 7th sense that's nothing to do with seeing or hearing or tasting or touching or smelling, because they're all absolutely distinct, those 5.
Right.
Then there's the 6th one, the thinking mind. Yeah. And now what I'm asking you to do, because all I could do is ask you to use the thinking mind to
Yeah.
imagine a 7th sense.
Well, my brain, like not my brain, but there's a thought that's like popped up, but it's a little more academic.
Hmm.
And it's like interoception, which is like sensing. I think it's called the 8th sense or the 7th sense or something like that. It's like knowing that you have to pee, or like knowing that you're hungry, or like knowing what you're feeling, or like sensing into your viscera. Like, I guess
Yeah, go on.
feeling.
Yeah, so that one's already taken. Sorry.
That one's taken.
That's
Oh,
taken. Sorry.
is it?
Yeah,
Which one is that?
seeing, hearing, tasting, touching.
Touching,
That's the
touching.
feeling.
Right.
It's
That's
the
the
feeling.
feeling. That's right.
Feeling, touch, feeling,
Right.
touch,
Yeah.
sense.
Touch, feeling. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry,
Okay. That's taken.
that's taken.
Okay.
By the way, I've done this
Um,
exercise. I've done this. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
But it's just interesting to have you, like, we don't realize how profound the 5 senses that we've got are. And then the 6th sense, we don't realize how profound they are. And until someone perhaps says, hey,
What about speaking?
what about speaking? Yeah, come on.
Well, it's like, it seems like thinking,
King, yep,
but it's like thinking in a sound
yeah.
language.
Did you say thinking in a sound?
Yeah.
Hearing.
It's like thinking. Oh, there's hearing too. Well, yeah, there's hearing. Well,
Yeah, good.
so then, yeah, speaking, but
Yeah. That's connected with thinking and hearing and
language.
feeling,
Yeah,
vibration.
right.
Try and think of a 7th one that's nothing like the ones we have.
Oh, I see. So it's too similar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said before, right? Seeing is nothing like hearing, is it?
Yeah.
Hearing is
No.
nothing like tasting.
Yeah.
Tasting is nothing like smelling. Smelling is nothing
Yeah.
like touching. They're so
Yeah.
distinct. Yeah. So
What
just
about being?
feeling.
Hmm.
That's feeling,
Okay. Huh.
isn't it? Just check.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah. So there's feeling and then there's touching.
Same thing.
Yeah, it is the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You know, we go,
Right. Touch and
oh,
feeling. Yeah.
I feel sad. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
The sensation in the body.
That's right. That's right. It's the
That's
same
a
thing.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
feeling. Try and think of a seventh one. If you do, you've done a hell of a lot better than I have, because I've tried and I've tried and I've sat and I've sat and I've sat and I've sat. And I can't imagine one that's
Uh-huh.
not already similar
Right.
to or connected to or with the ones we already have. Can't think of one. I haven't been able to go there,
Yeah.
which is incredible,
Yeah.
really. Yeah. So
Yeah.
as I started off saying, like, there's 6 portals that this oneness shines through,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then it has an apparent experience of down here, has an apparent experience of Terry,
Right.
or your mum, or your brother, or your dad, or
Yeah.
friends. Or that's amazing.
Yeah. It is amazing. Huh.
You know, providing, you know, it's amazing, providing we're past
Yeah.
my seeing, my hearing, my tasting, my touching,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
smelling. When we're
Yeah.
past that, yeah,
Right.
past that, and then you actually sit back and view and understand what's actually happening.